Hello everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We are back on Castelnaud on our farm build. And yeah, we've progressed into July and it's all kicking off. It is. There's so much to do now all of a sudden. Got all the grass working again we need to do. That's ready to mow. Alfalfa, man. Looking at the alfalfa on this map, the textures look spot on. Let's go have a quick look at this before we move on. I would like to do this, but we're going to focus on a few other things first. But yeah, look at that. Look at that for fully grown. So that's ready to go as well. We're going to be making hay in that. So technically, we've got a hell of a lot of grass over in the grass field, which we could do silage. We could do some silage rails and try to find a place for them. You know, as overflow, we're going to have a load of maize silage. It's important that we get the feed in, though. Hay, we've got a load that is in the hay dryer, but I do want to do alfalfa hay. So we should have a load of alfalfa hay bales, which we can also use as well. So maybe with that grass field, I don't know. I'm not sure yet what to do. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm sure of it. So we need to get some beef stock. I think it's the perfect time to get some beef stock in. Obviously, we've got a load of feed coming in, so we're going to be doing that in this episode. Going to get them, put them in that shed. The igloos on this side are going to be for any that we breed on the beef stock. And if we jump over to here, I've got some igloos outside our dairy cattle, just on the other side of the muck bit there. And that's going to be for any like Holstein calves we get. So we kind of got it separated and sorted out. So we'll do that. We've also got a load of milk that's been produced. So that's great news. And we're going to sell that in this episode. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to sell it or do some productions. And I'll talk about that in a second. But this is where the animals are at currently. We've got 10. We've got 12,500 litres of milk from 10, which is brilliant because they're at a good age. You know, they're 32 months old. They are going to start breeding at some point soon. Straw's still fine with them. Feed is getting low, but we're not too, you know, it doesn't really need doing in this episode. I will be doing a feed mix, though, for the beef stock that we get in. And the pigs, they had a bit of feed. You know, that'll last them ages. You can see that the feed has jumped up, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason also why I only get 10 sows. Because of the fact this many piglets have come from. We've got over 100 piglets mixed between male and female from the 10 sows. So that's why I don't really need any more than that. It's perfectly fine. Obviously, if they start producing some more piglets in that time, it's going to be a bit of a problem because I don't think we can fit another 100 in. Definitely don't think we can. We're probably on the limit with that being maxed out, but we have got that overflow area for piglets. But the aim is to sell these, so we'll have to keep an eye on the food because it might jump up. But the animals itself, the feed and all that is spot on. So we are going to go sell that milk though. But like I said, we could be doing some productions. Now my money has jumped up to 173,000, as you've probably noticed. The reason for that is I sold the tanker that it was like a truck combination tanker. Cost obviously quite a bit. It was what I used to set up the map. So I sold it, used the money. Bought a tanker over there just in front of us that we're going to be using to sell milk or transport liquids of any sort. But what I decided to do, because I said when I was building the farm and this whole series, my aim was to make it so there was no restrictions. I wanted to try out productions. I wanted to just have fun, put enough money in and go from there. And as I'm playing, obviously then things change, you know. You're not going to just add money in for no reason. We're going to try and obviously build something and work hard to get on the money throughout the game. But I decided to get all the productions on the map. Now, the reason I've done that is just so I got a good understanding of them. Like, I still feel like after 2 years of this game being out, I'm new to productions. It's never been my play style, but we are going to try it out in this series. That's the whole plan. So I've got them all. That's just to make our life easier, so we can understand what we can do. So you can see at the bakery, we can do bread and cake, and it tells me as well what I need to take. You guys probably know a lot more of this than I do, and I will admit that. But like I said, it's just because I'm pretty new still to the old production setup. But yeah, we've got milk, and I was going to sell it, but I was thinking we could make butter. But then what am I going to do with the butter? I could either sell it or turn it into a cake, but I'm probably not going to go down the route of cakes. Not yet, anyway. It's going to take a lot of effort to even get to that point. Now, we have got barley. We're going to go take some barley in this episode. We're going to turn it into barley flour. We're also going to sell the soybeans because they're ready. Perfect time to sell. So there's going to be a lot of transporting as well in this episode. Definitely going to take the barley though, turn that into barley flour. We'll sell that direct after it's done. We're also going to take, like I said, the soybeans to sell. We're going to take the milk. Now, I was going to take the milk to sell, but I'm actually going to take it to this. Now, this is a yogurt feature that's on the Castelnaud map. So it just requires milk and you pretty much get yogurt. Now, obviously, we can turn that into, I imagine, a lot more money than what we'd be selling milk for. If we have a look, milk usually gets the highest is 1368. It's saying around that, so you can think that it's not too bad. Where we're at the moment, July, yeah, we're at pretty much the bottom end of that. But if we have a look at yogurts just to see how much the money jumps up, if we can actually find it, I think I've just gone past it. So yeah, look at that. You know, you're talking 3,700, nearly double, probably definitely double, in fact. If you get up to like January, we could make some yogurt all the way through, and then January just sell whatever we've got. I think that might be a good idea. Bring it back to the farm and sell it. We're in July at the moment, so you know every month we can take some milk and sell it, and then hopefully in January get a killer return. So I think we should do that with milk. I think we're going to turn it into yogurt and sell it that way. Then we'll move on to the final job of the episode, which is going to be doing the canola field, getting that canola in, storing it, and then eventually, probably in the next episode or the one after that, we'll take it and we're going to make some vegetable oil from it. So, as you can tell, a lot to do. Probably best thing to do is start off with doing some transportation, I guess, before we even get out on the field. Let's go take the barley and also the soybeans. We're going to use the truck. And we're going to go from there. We also need to get the cows, so I think I'll do that after. After we've done everything in regards to the transportation of things to sell and our productions, we will go and sort out getting some animals. I've got a trailer sitting there. I would just put that there, wouldn't I? Just to block my life, make my life a little bit more tricky. Nearest tractor is probably this one. Let's go shift that. We can also get hooked up to the animal trailer as well, because we're going to need to probably, I'm thinking again, about 10 would be good. Obviously they're going to breed out, so we just get 10 female beef stock, kind of breed out from there. Probably going to sell all the calves then going forward, aren't we? Yeah, it's going to be probably going to take some time actually thinking about it. I don't know where I'm going to actually put that grass out. That grass that I've got out there, I don't know if I'm going to turn it into silage or hay, and if I am to hay, where are we going to put it? I think I really need to start thinking about chopping them trees down across the road from the house so we can put like a bale pad out there, or just another shed. Definitely. Alright, so let's tip that in there. We're going to look at where we need to go over here. I imagine it's this one, which is really close, if I remember rightly. And if we look at barley, flour, visit. Right, so this is where it probably needs to be tipped in. So I think it's there. I think that's where the flour would return. Definitely this side. Yeah, so that's that for the flour. On this side, I think that might be. It says vegetable. It's got like a sign for vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you're calling it. But then you've got this. So what's this one? Yeah, so this is definitely for the oil. Just weird how it's got a flour symbol on that one. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's just a cell flour. Who knows? Right, so we're full up. It's definitely not too far away for this, which is good. Just down this way. And we'll let that keep ticking along. We're not going to be picking them up. We're going to just let it process through in this episode. Yeah, there's a lot of work to do, especially with the grass work now and the alfalfa. There's definitely a lot going on. All the sell points as well on the map. There's so many. They've definitely offered quite a lot of options, and with the productions as well. It really is. Right, let's take this way. So I'm going to say that left-hand side is where we're tipping this into. Brakes aren't very good on that. Not at all. Right, so I've just messed up. I actually tipped into the left-hand side thinking that's where it's accepting, and then the right-hand side would be where it's coming out from flour, but it isn't. That is to sell barley. So I sold all the barley by mistake, thinking it had gone into production. So I put the money back, so obviously didn't take the money, and I've refilled the trailer with the barley. So we're going to try this again. Now I think it's this side. I'm hoping so anyway. I mean, do you know what could help me with this? Is the auto drive route that's been set up. There'll be 2 points. So this is a seed cell point, grain mill unload. There's another one I can't get behind there. Oil mill. Grains buy, grains mill load, oil mill load. Yeah, I don't really know, I'll be honest. So let's just see what happens here. Because it could just be trial and error on this one. There you go. So barley's going in. That's great news then. So we can turn this on, let it start producing through into some barley flour, and then we'll have to see where that comes out. Because there's that as well, and if that is where we pick up the barley, it'll probably make a bit more sense, wouldn't it? Or it could be there. No, that's oil. This is crazy. Because that's got oil. Is that a sell point though? Because you've got oil and flour on that side. But I thought that was the oil mill, and this is like the flour mill. I don't know. I haven't got a bloody clue. I'm sure we'll figure it out. This could be something as well where the flour comes out. Who knows? Who knows? Let it do its thing. We're going to just let that process through. We'll figure it out another day. But let's go and get the soybeans, and we'll go figure out the best place to sell them as. Right, so got the 15,000 litres of soybeans. I've picked the best price, the best place, and it is that side. So the place that I actually messed up with in selling the barley is actually the best price to sell the soybeans. So at least this time we're doing it right. And luckily, it wasn't too far. There we go. So now we should see the money coming in. It should be good. Usually soybeans pays really well for the amount you get. Obviously you get a bit less than normal crop types like wheat, barley, oats, like that. Yeah. That's not bad so far, is it? Bringing it in, probably what, 30, maybe 20,000? I can't remember now. Yeah, 33,000 plus an extra 3 grand on top. We'll take that all day long. So now we're sitting at 210,000. Some of that equipment that I've leased out I should probably purchase with the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, the majority of this money was from selling that tanker, but still, it's not bad at all, is it? Let's go park this thing back in the farm. We'll pick up, I think we'll pick up the other, well, the new tanker, which is smaller for the milk transport, and we'll go and get this milk transported to this yogurt production facility. And yeah, we'll see how that turns out. There's going to be a lot of things probably processing in the background, especially when we get the canola as well, because that's going to need sorting out. Last one, always. Right, so the milk tanker is here, and I think the trigger's just outside the door for it. But I think I do have to open... Yeah, I do. I have to open that. So from here, it should start filling up. There we go. Now, we need to find out how we're going to get to this place, because I do think it's up the hill, which, yeah, isn't the best. So let's go to productions. Hopefully we can get there without it being any issue. We'll go to tag this place, and what I want to do is have a look on the map as well. Yeah, so it's there. So I probably think the best route for this motor is up the hill, second right. We'll go that route. There we go. Hopefully the Fiat Agri can pull this without any issues. Just done a bit of crop damage there. Probably lost two of my sunflowers doing that. Faffing about. Can we cut that way? Yeah, of course we can. Let's do that. I do think this Fiat Agri's probably going to struggle. Might have switched to the Deutsch Spar, but we're going to give it a go now.
When you head for your trip, right out of this wicked black and into bright sand, straight toward the warm sun and into his hands. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer. Let me know when I get closer. much deeper, I will shout. Let me know when I get closer, open up the sky for me. When you say I'll dig much deeper, I will shout.
There we go, job done. That wasn't too bad actually. It did struggle a little bit getting up the hill, but actually it was a nice drive. The map's bloody brilliant. When you go under the train track, or well, actually, sorry, it's under the bridge next to the train track, and you come back round. That's such a nice area, this map. So that was that was a nice drive. Right, so next job, we are going to go and get some beef stock. We're going to bring them back. We're going to feed them, and yeah, we're going to hopefully then start. Well, let's be honest. At that point, we've got all the animals that we can hold in each animal pen anyway. Probably going to take, you know, quite a bit of feed if they start breeding out, but at least we've made some progress with it. Let's go that way because it isn't too far away. Again, it's a nice drive. Not as nice as the drive then, though. Some of the uphill areas are a challenge, but they make it worthwhile with the scenery you get to see along the way. I'm starting to think these two posts here I'm going to remove in GE because they do restrict me quite a lot when it comes to turning. Now, I don't know how many I can hold in this, but I don't think it's going to be the full 10. I think it's about 5 or 6. It might be a 2-trip job. Might just pay the fee if it's the case. We could just do the 1 trip. Look at me driving on the left again, forgetting that I'm in France technically. I should be on the right side of the road. It's hard to break them habits. I mean, luckily it's not real life. Yeah, if I do need to do second trip, I'll pay for that one. I'll pay for a delivery to bring me up to 10 because we've obviously got to do the feed mix, and then we also need to make sure we're getting in that canola field and getting that harvest. It shouldn't take too long. It's a nice stretch. Right, so let's figure out which beef stock we want then. So these two straight away are your milking breeds. But we do have these 2 breeds here. So I'm thinking we can just go with a standard Angus, or maybe 5 of each. That'd be good. Yeah, let's mix it up. Let's go 5 of them. And that's all we can actually hold. And then we'll get 5 of the other breed. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Can I actually get out this way? I think I can. I have to open the gate. Yeah, there we go. Makes it much easier doing a loop. But no, it should be good. I think 10's probably going to be enough. They're obviously going to take some time to breed. They are going to take a lot of food as well. But I'm hoping it'll pay off. I'm hoping it will definitely pay off. There is, on the map, if I remember right, there's an area for actually like the animal market, which we've just been to, where we could probably sell. Maybe, I don't even know if we can sell there. I know they've got a bale sell point. But there is another area on the map, which is pretty much just across the bridge that we went, just before you go uphill into that village that's on the side of the mountain or the hill, whatever you want to call it. There is a butcher. Now, it doesn't have the meat processing like it does on pigs that I can do with the mod, but there will be a way of putting some mods on that does meat productions. I have seen a few like that. So we could try that out, because we could try it out for the pigs and for the beef stock that we're obviously rearing up. We'll have a look at that. Try and figure out what the best way to go is about that. But we can't do anything yet. We need to figure out the best age as well. There might be a way in the game, if we sell at the right time, you know, we're going to get more money because obviously, you know, we've fattened them up and all that. And this is going to be tricky. Need to go that side. Oh, I tell you what, I'm glad that shed did not have a collision on then. Right, so. Right, so that should be enough. Right, so let's put the Angus in there. And what we'll do is we'll just shut that down a second. And then we'll buy 5 more. We'll get the same equivalent, but of the other breed. So let's get 5 of them. So now we got 10 in here. And if we just go back into that, yeah, they're both the same age and same price, which is great. So that's that one done. And you can see they've got some area to graze in as well. So they should be bringing in some of the feed from the grazing mod. But we will give them a bit of a TMR blend. Now, if we just quickly shut this gate and then open this one. That's nice because we can drive through then and give the animals a bit of feed. What a shed this is though. Another MA7 shed. Just like this map. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I think obviously Oxy for the UK stuff is just, you know, kind of like the elite. I think Bullet Bill as well though. If Bullet Bill releases a map, you'll notice that that's well up there for standard. I think they're pretty much both on par with each other, Oxy and Bullet Bill. And I think MA7 and EDO are pretty much, for me, the European map guys. They just smash it out the park, don't they, really, for what they make. It's quite scary, really, how detailed some of these maps are and how good and talented they are as well. Right, so let's stop here and figure out what we're going to do with this. Now, with Maize Plus, we obviously have different recipes, so rational recipes when it comes to feeding TMR mixes, which is pretty much proper to what it is in the real world. Now, don't know if you know this about me, but I used to work in a laboratory a few years back testing animal feed, so testing maize silage. I used to test grass silage. I test all types of mineral feed as well, additives, so Salco and stuff like that gets put into an animal mixture. So it was all about nutritional welfare for the animal, especially cows and also pigs mainly, but sheep, you know, usually most sheep in the UK are just fending for themselves out there. But yeah, I worked in a big mineral company that supplied mineral additives for animals. So they had their own laboratory and farmers that were under them, and they'd send out reps to the farms. They'd sample the silage in the bunkers. They'd sample everything really that we're going to give to the animal. So I know how important this is, just from experience of testing these things. That this is why I love Maize Plus. So I've always been a big fan of Maize Plus for that reason. So I do know that these variations of feeds can help when it comes to obviously getting the best out of your beef stock, but also getting the best out of your milkers, because really for milkers you want to give them quite a good range of feed, just because you obviously need them to have a higher butter fat content in their milk, but also the amount of milk they're making with that quality. So it's kind of like a balancing act. You know, you could try and up the amount of milk you're getting, but you might reduce the butter fat content, which is what most dairies calculate the price per litre, you could say, that they're giving the farmer. So the more butter fat, the higher the quality, the more the farmer will receive from the dairy. However, like I said, you know, you might not have much of it if you're just solely focusing on butter fat. So really, these mixtures come in, you know, quite a lot. I've done a lot of testing on maize silage, on grass silage, even whole crop silage, which is not as common in the UK from my experience of sampling. Mainly for most farmers are doing grass silage or maize silage. But yeah, these things are important. So this is why I like the Maize Plus editions, because obviously it gives in the concentration feeds, which is this Joica here. That's equivalent to like a Selco in the UK that most farmers buy as well, which is some kind of supplement. They call it cake or meal. You might have heard that from farmers. If you watch certain YouTuber farmers, they'll talk about meal or cakes. There can be different variations. There's obviously like molasses. You can get the block molasses, which the cows go out and lick, which is like higher in salt content. And you can get molasses, a liquid that you can put into a feed mix as well. So all these variations are really important, and I like it. And I know we're just playing a game at the end of the day, and it doesn't have to be as serious, but we do need to think about this. So I would like to, going forward, use the not the base game one for the cows. If we look at mixtures here, we can have a, this is probably a better idea of it. But like, for example, we got the realistic mixture, which means you can just put anything in, really. That's the main thing of that. But we do have a beef cow recipe, which is aimed at like alfalfa and maize silage, which we can't do yet, but I do want to do that eventually for our beef stock. And then we can obviously use potatoes or cutting it. There's different types of stuff going on here. We can customize it as well. I'd say a mineral feed is important, so like a cake, maybe with a bit of sugar beets to kind of buff it up, and then obviously a nice mixture of, maybe we can use the alfalfa hay and the maize silage for the cows, and then our dairy mix, which is pretty much, a lot of dairy farmers will use grass silage as their kind of like base, and then they'll mix it with maybe a bit of hay. Half the time they're not mixing it with hay though. Hay they'll just give out in bales to the cows to eat. So it's mainly like grass silage or maize silage. Usually it's grass silage and maize silage if you're doing that. From my experience, they're not just feeding maize silage, they'll feed grass silage with a mixture of maize silage. So we could just do grass silage for the cows with a bit of hay, just because it's in the game, that's how it's working. We need to do that. And then we can add like things like brewer's grain. A lot of farmers will get brewer's grain, which is just spent barley most of the time from breweries that are obviously trying to make beer and stuff. So instead of the product going to waste after they've used it to, you know, obviously get the beer that we all keep loving and drinking, especially this time of year at Christmas, you know, the farmers can use that as a byproduct really to enhance the quality of their feed. Molasses is a good one as well. So I think we try and aim for getting a dairy cattle mix for our dairy stock, so that can be hay, and we'll use grass silage with a bit of potatoes because we've got a load of them, and then we can also put maybe a cake in with them. We don't have to. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only 5% mix on that. It's not as important in game, but I think maybe looking at trying to mix it up, so standard grass hay and grass silage for our beef stock, for our milkers, but then we'll mix it up by using maize silage and alfalfa hay for our beef stock. So it looks like we're trying to somewhat play realistic and, you know, implement that kind of realistic feed mixing and rations, and, you know, looking at the nutrients of the animal. I mean, I'd love it if the game had a bit more in-depth focus on that, but I don't think it's ever going to get to that, because at the end of the day, it is still a game. And I know simulation can go as far as the guys who are making it, or even the modders make it. Maze Plus do a cracking job of expanding that side of it out, but I'd love to see if we could, you know, maybe get some kind of some kind of welfare on the animal, and the better it's being fed, maybe the more return it gives you in milk, or even the more, you know, the more cost it gives you or return it gives you when you go and sell that beef stock. So you know, it's conditioning basically, not the health of it, the conditioning of it. Is it, you know, if it's a beef stock, is it looking good? Is it big? Is it going to be a lot of meat on that when it goes to slaughter? Same for the milkers. Do they give a lot of butter fat? Is there a lot more milk coming off it? Is it because of the condition? So I'd love it if there was another bar in the animal, obviously tab, that just shows you the condition of the animal, which is how well it's being fed and how well it's being looked after, not just the health of it, just like kind of different variation. And I know I'm a complete nerd on you or on everyone now, but that's just a bit of background into me and why I like farming. It's not because I've worked on a farm before. My farming experience actually comes from the nutritional side of it. So yeah, just a bit of an insight there. Right, so I'm going to do then just a normal standard mix. We're going to go silage and hay, and the main reason for that is we haven't got the maize silage yet, and we haven't got the alfalfa yet. So we're pretty stuck when it comes to what we can actually do here. Now I do need to figure out where I put that bucket for this. I can't actually remember. It's got to be knocking about somewhere. I don't think I would have moved it far from here, because this is where we're feeding everything. So yeah, I think there's the bucket for the sugar beets or the potatoes, whatever we're going to shred. So let's do that first. Let's put maybe just one bucket of potatoes in that we can shred up, or even just whole potatoes really. I mean, I know we can shred it, but it doesn't really matter, does it? There we go. It's not much, is it? It's not much at all. I don't think that feed mixer holds that much anyway. Right, so I've just checked and I have got it set up where we can do either potatoes as whole or potato cut. So we're just going to use the function of this by just putting a bit of potato cut in. It's come off a bit strange, doesn't it, in that texture? When it's cutting, I don't know why that is. Hopefully that'll be enough. We could do another load in there. What's the capacity of this? It's 28,000 litres. So maybe, I tell you what, we'll do another bucket, and I think that should be fine on that, and then we'll pick up that other bucket to go and get some grass silage. It's a shame I haven't got a shear grab. Probably something I need to buy as well. I might even increase the capacity of this bucket as well, because 2,500 litres isn't, it's a bit shy of what I want. I'd probably set it up to about 5,000, because then we can just do one bucket load and it makes it a bit more easier, like making so many feed mixes. Because I think at some point with us using Maize Plus, they obviously feed a lot more, but they also return a lot more. We're probably going to need, to do a feed mix maybe every day at some point, depending on how many animals we've got. I know we're a bit way off that, but it is something we probably need to think about at some point soon. So it might be a good idea just to expand the capacity of this bucket, especially to like 5,000 litres. So let's just drop that there, see if we can just grab that. I know this isn't very realistic, but we can make it life a little bit easier by just coming in from the side on it. There we go. Now, this bucket actually probably holds a lot more. I think this is about, it's maybe at least 5,000 litres. Or 4, which is plenty, really. I don't even know my feed mixes yet, especially with this mixer. I need to probably calculate that soon. Yeah, 4,000 litres, so that's not too bad. So let's just jump into this and bring this over. Just so we don't have to do too much travelling, because then we can swing around again and actually fill up the rest with the hay. See, 17% full already with 5,000. So it's not going to take much of this. I mean, the bulk of it's supposed to be probably grass silage over hay anyway. I do like it how that features there as well with Maize Plus. It shows up the, the mixture that you're doing, gives you the percentages, because we need to get the, technically that mineral feed below 50, which it is. So the sugar beets, sorry, the potato cut that we've done is below 50. And then, no, it won't be an issue. We'll get there with that. Yes, there we go. Perfect. So we've got a nice TMR mix there. I've done 27% hay. The bulk of it is grass silage, so that's 55 or 56% really. And then 17% we did with the potato cut. So now we just need to take it over there. I'm not going to turn the mixer on because I feel... In fact, I'll turn it on. Let's just see how this tractor performs. I just thought it's probably going to struggle a little bit with this. I think I've actually got it tipping out the back. So we'll go drive through and see... we can actually get this through here. This is going to be a challenge. This is tight cornering. Yeah, there we go. We just about made that. Just about. So let's tip to the right hand side. Do we need to be further over to the left? I think we do. There you go, too far over. Let's just leave it there and let's let it do its thing. The cows will be happy now because they've got a bit of feed. And the straw as well, I will do that after. Gonna get in that canola field, definitely want to do that before the end of the episode anyway. But at least they're gonna have some grub here. There we go. So let's turn that off. Let's see, they've got some feed down the sides. Cows are happy. Let's have a look at them in the animal tab. Yeah, they're fine. They just need a bit of straw. But at least they've got a good chunk of feed there. 11,000. See the difference between having 10 Holstein cows that are 6,666, which is, I don't know how good that is, but it's obviously a lot less than 10 beef stock. They 11,700. Their yearly food is 500,000. Whereas theirs is a quarter. So they're double intake of food, and they are younger cows. So that just goes to show how much beef stock require, because obviously you're trying to bulk them up. So let's hope we get quite a bit of food as well from this section. This here. Hopefully, anyway. Right, so we can open this door for them so they can get in and out. That's not going to be an issue. Not going to open that side. That one needs to be shut. There we go. So that's probably more like it now. It's weird how there's no cows on that side, though, isn't it? But there is on this side. Fair play. Right, so let's get into the harvester. And let's get set up. So go do this. Canola. Right, so here we go. This should be a straightforward job. I will put this on a bit of a time lapse. Now I have disabled straw swaths, even though I've got the mod on that will allow me to do canola straw. Mainly because we've got enough straw as it is at the moment anyway, so it's probably not that important. Hopefully that'll keep me in a good line. But yeah, we don't really need too much straw, do we? I mean, it's interesting to see what the yield is coming off this, because I think we did get out, and yeah, we did. We put fertilizer in the field, but I don't think we used a... Yeah, it's the tillage score. It's the one that's going to be the main problem. Now, the nitrogen you can see is jumping up, so that's good. And if we go to here, yeah, tillage is the one that's going to let us down, but that's still not a bad score, is it, really? You know, we've tended to everything else. It's just we didn't direct seed into these fields. Maize one we did, so that'll bring us up, and we're shooting up to, what, 83? We're at 10% already. That's not bad at all. I'm happy with that, definitely. Right, so I'll stick it on a time lapse. We'll get it in, put it away in storage, and then we'll make sure we process this into some vegetable oil. Right, there we go. 18,000 litres we got from that canola field. I think that's not too bad. This is what I like. See that there? That's the bullet bill texture. How it's got a slight bit of crop destruction there going off what you've chopped. So you can see that the head has gone over this, chopped the rapeseed, and you can see that it's left the tyre track. Just how it's crushed it down a little bit. That is things like that just make it look so much better. Them little touches. But yeah, we got 18,000 litres. So if we have a look, like even that there, 83, got a 94 on that. That's not bad at all. But we'll have a look at a canola. Yeah, just under 18,000 litres. We're not going to sell that. We're not going to sell that. We can actually buy canola from there. Looks like we can buy. Looks like we can buy most grains from that thingy. So that's good to know if you ever need it for a feed mix. We still got this sorghum that I'm keeping hold of for the pigs, but part of me thinks we can just sell that as well. Maybe, I don't know. We'll just we'll keep hold of it for a little bit. But yeah, 18,000 litres. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna turn it into vegetable oil. We'll do that in the next episode. Let's have a look at our productions before we end, just to see how they're getting on. 225 litres has been processed out of that. I don't think we'll see anything until at least 1,000, maybe 2,000. So we'll see something spawn out. It is set to spawn in. Priority is at 10. I mean, I don't fully understand that mod yet, but I know it's something that I might need to have a mess about with. 87 on that one. So yeah, we're doing all right, aren't we? We will send it over to the oil mill, so we'll get half. So what's that? About 9,000 litres, just under 9,000 litres we'll get from taking it. But that's not too bad overall. We've done well. We've got the animals in, fed them as well. We've done a lot of selling and obviously transporting for the productions. So yeah, it's been a good episode. We've still got a lot left to do though. We do. We've now got this field that we've combined that we're going to have to plant in. That's going to be our second crop field. We'll plant in, I'm not entirely sure yet what to do, but as soon as we've got a planting season in, we can get that direct seeded in. This one is going to also be maize. It's going to extend out to that. So when that's harvested and we replant in maize to get some more maize silage, we can use this field as well to expand out. And you've seen from the animals that we've got, only 10 beef stocks require 500,000 litres of feed in a year. So we're gonna definitely need the feed now. We've got the alfalfa to get through. We'll make some hay in the next episode. That's going to definitely go. That's definitely going to help us out for the beef stock. And we've also got a field of grass to work on as well. So we'll probably do some grass work in the next episode. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it every time. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.